In our last video, we had just left off where one of John Bell's daughters had encountered this particularly odd visage of some figure, some womanish figure, standing on the road as she was trying to collect eggs from the hen house, and then all of a sudden she took off her bonnet and started rubbing her hands through her hair furiously, but as the daughter got closer, she heard the sound of the woman actually pulling hair from her scalp and dropping it off to the wayside. Now, needless to say, she was terrified and she retreated to what she thought was the safety of the cabin. And although the visage did not follow after her, the daughter was able to, in fact, still keep an eye out through the various windows in the cabin to see what was going on outside. As soon as she rushed in and shut the door behind her, she called for one of her other sisters and told her about what she had seen, what she had witnessed. And so they looked out the window towards the road where the thing had been, but it was gone. And then all of a sudden, just at that moment, one of the girls screamed, and they rushed to the other window where they saw that figure walking up the road, but this time turning right and walking over the split rail fence that separated the Bell's property from the roadside. And suddenly, behind that figure, there were what appeared to be 3 children following afterwards, and one by one, they all hopped over the split rail fence and began making their way towards this grove of trees that was not terribly far away from the cabin. And the presumed mother figure, if you will, ended up climbing up one of those trees and then sitting on a branch. And then, one by one, each of the children ended up following suit. They would climb up their own individual trees, all of them resting in the top limbs of the trees, where the limbs should have been so impossibly thin that it could barely support the weight of a squirrel or a bird. Yet here was a full-grown woman and what appeared to be three young children sitting in these trees. And suddenly, the woman sitting there, straddling one of the limbs, grabbed a hold of it and started rocking back and forth, rocking back and forth. And again, the children followed suit. But at this point, they began to all rock back and forth on these trees with such ferocity and vigor that the trees seemed to be moving and swaying on their own accord. Now, the crazy part is that at that particular moment, the daughter who had witnessed this figure from the very beginning hollered for her husband to come on in because she was terrified, as was her sister, and they didn't exactly know what to make of the situation. So when he comes into the room, they're freaking out, and they're saying, "Can you not see it? Can you not see it? Look at this. Look what's happening outside. What are these people doing?" And the husband simply looked out the window and said, "I mean, the trees are moving, but could be the wind is blowing. I don't see anything odd about that," which confirmed their worst fears, and that was they were being haunted by some paranormal visage. And the daughters, all they could do was just sit and watch in abject terror as this continued. And suddenly it reached such a ferocious, what appeared to be blowing of the wind in the trees, that they thought they were going to fall over, break, and snap. But then it stopped, and it was as calm and quiet as one of the most pleasant, idyllic spring days. Now, of course, the husband thought, maybe these girls might have drank some bad milk or something for breakfast this morning. But his suspicions began to take over when he stepped outside and realized it was not a windy day. Not even so much as a light breeze was drifting across the homestead. And that's when he began to realize that what the girls had been telling him was in fact possibly true. But of course, folks, there's just a touch more of the story to be told, and we want you to follow along as we continue.